Welcome to this week's edition of Rocky's 2-Minute Warning. We're heading into week 5, and I just want to say special thanks to our sponsors at Bud & Bud Light. You know, the NFL finally started to make some sense this week. There was very few upsets. The undefeated team stayed undefeated. We've got 10 teams at 2-2 and only 2 teams that are winless. So the world's Premier League continues to show why, because of parity. Baseball, you can take a lesson. So what should we be looking for this week, Jeremy?
I'm going to take the Giants over Cleveland. Cleveland seems to be keeping it close in every game that you've been involved in, but I guess the first 2 quarters may be close, and then New York's going to score 4 touchdowns and roll over them. They just don't have the firepower to stop the Giants. Green Bay and Indy. Green Bay's offense opened up a little bit against New Orleans. They have a great defense. Indy's D just can't stop them. There's one of those teams I think that you just mentioned. They're starting to look good. The offense is starting to roll. I think by the end of the season they're going to look a lot better than they do right now. Dom Capers' defenses have a history of rolling over rookie quarterbacks, so Andrew Luck's going to get. He's going to need a lot of luck to get away from those guys, put it that way. Tennessee at Minnesota. I'm going to doom Dean's Vikings right now. I'm going to pick Minnesota, so this will be the end of their streak probably. Minnesota is not as talented as the other first place teams. They've been playing well. They've been sticking in the games. The Titans defense just doesn't stop anybody, so they're not going to stop Minnesota.
I got to agree with you. The Minnesota isn't as strong as they've been playing, but man, they just keep finding ways to win. So I'm going to go with you, Dean. I think that your Vikings will probably hold on. I've got Atlanta Falcons, who are undefeated. They're playing in Washington against the dynamic RG3 and company. You know, this one's going to be a tighter one than I think people will think, but I just don't see anybody stopping Atlanta this week, although, you know, Atlanta is the 3rd rated offense with scoring 31 points a game, but Washington is 4th, so they can both air it out, although I still expect that the Matt Ryan and the Falcons will win. Cincinnati is taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'll tell you, the Miami Dolphins have been a joke the last few years, but they're actually looking not so bad this year. Reggie Bush, healthy, can contribute a lot to them. Unfortunately, I just don't think they're going to be able to stop Cincinnati. Dalton has been playing a little over his head, and Miami just doesn't seem to be able to score the points that they need to do to get the game done. And my third one, the Bears are taking on Jacksonville. Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall seemed to really find a groove last week when they beat up on the Cowboys. Maurice Jones-Drew gives the Jaguars a chance to stay somewhat competitive in this, but at the end of the day, I think Cutler has really figured it out on the field. Now maybe he can start to figure it out off the field and in the dressing room with his team. Our game of the week this week is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who do you have?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this one. They're coming up a bye week. They're 4-0 after bye weeks. Palomalu's back. Harrison's back. Looks like Mendenhall's probably back. So we haven't seen the full entourage of Pittsburgh yet. I think this will be the game when they come out and people go, whoa, okay, these guys, as usual, are going to be in the hunt for the AFC Championship. Philly probably hurting a little bit after that tight game against the Giants on the road in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I think it's a 10-point game.
Well, it certainly is going to be a good game, and you're right, we finally have the Steelers back somewhat healthy. I got to say, though, that the Steelers have always depended on their defense, and the Steel Curtain is just showing its age. Michael Vick, in spite of all the boo birds there trying to get him forced out, has just continued to put up wins, and LaShawn McCoy has got his game back, and I think that the Eagles are going to stand tall, and I think they're going to win this one.
The Eagles, Vick hasn't been hurt yet this year really badly. This could be the game where he gets knocked out for 3 or 4 games.
It usually is about this point in the season.
He's due.
So if you want to vote with me, I've got the Eagles. Jeremy has the Steelers. Go on Facebook, Rocky Sports Bar, or Rocky Sports Bar on Twitter, and cast your vote. As for last week, of course, we had Washington, Tampa. You took Tampa. I took the correct team. So those who voted with me, we're going to draw for a gift card right now.
When we took the lead with 1 minute to go, I actually started my text. Thank God I didn't send it, because you won with 1 second left. Carol Hughes.
Carol Hughes, congratulations. Nice to have one of our regulars. Okay, so this weekend we have the Sea Dogs taking on their toughest opponent to date, because Nathan McKinnon and the Halifax team will be in. So drop into the bar before or after. Rocky Sports Bar, still the only game in town.